Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all well and I'm happy to see you all back to today's video. In this episode we are going to check out the current availability and pricing of Rolex watches on the second-hand market here in Dubai. We will also have a look at the highlights of the current watch auction with the starting prices of those watches. So take a coffee and enjoy the shopping tour. The store we are visiting today is Timepiece 360, one of the oldest and most known pre-owned watch stores here in Dubai. The team at Timepiece 360 is super friendly, the selection of watches is usually the best on the second-hand market, and with their own watchmakers you can buy a watch that was inspected and is up to their quality standards. So you can have peace of mind while buying a watch and you will not end up with a fake one or a watch that needs a service urgently. It's about time. Inside the store now, which is located in the Gold and Diamonds Park in Dubai. First display area with watches from Tudor, Breitling, Omega and Cartier. And in the second area you can find all the watch highlights ranging from Rolex, Audemars Piguet up to Patek Philippe. In the display we have a nice selection of Rolex DateJust, a white dial with Roman numerals on Oyster bracelet, model year 2023 for $13,300, a rhodium dial from 2018, full set for $12,200, a full steel DateJust with blue dial stick indices. Also this one comes with box and papers and a fresh date from 2023 for $12,200, which would be my favorite over here, and a Roman numerals dial in the azure blue made of full steel with Oyster bracelet from 2010 for $7,800. More DateJust next to it. A silver dial in 36mm with white gold bezel and Oyster bracelet from 2020 for $10,300, and a nice ladies DateJust in 31mm with the new green dial that was just recently released from 2023 in full steel for $9,800. A good selection of two-tone Daytonas, starting with this 2023 version for $28,500, followed by a silver dial from 2002 for $17,600, and another black dial with diamonds, but this time it's a 2006, so a bit older version for $18,780. Moving on to the steel sports selection, a white dial Explorer 2, full set, so box and papers included, from 2023 for $13,600, a Milgauss black dial full set from 2022 for $14,700, and two Submariners, one from 2023, so the latest iteration of this watch, also full set with box and papers for $16,300, next to a 2015 model which sells over here for $14,900. A very nice vintage GMT Master Pepsi from 1972 for $10,300, next to another GMT Master Pepsi from 1996 full set for $16,882, and the GMT Master 2 two-tone yellow gold full set from 2014 for $14,400. Besides many watches, this store has a great selection of watch straps. All kinds of different rubber straps for Rolex and Audemars Piguet to different versions of leather straps. And the store can also install all the straps for you in case you would be worried about scratching your lugs, so in that case better let their own in-house watchmaker do it, and of course I assume they will do it complimentary to the strap in case you buy one over here. Let us have a look at the Patek Philippe selection. A full set Nautilus full rose gold from 2017 for $162,000. A Calatrava from 2019 for $28,500, full set with box and papers. a Patek Philippe Grand Complication for $58,500, and this watch is a full set from 2008. I guess super hard and super rare to find these grand complications. And my favorite Patek they also have over here available is the 5164A Aquanaut Travel Time for $76,500. And this one is also a full set, so it comes with all the papers and the box, of course. So much to Patek Philippe. Let us have a look at the selection of Audemars Piguet and Vacheron Constantin watches.
I've seen the Oyster Perpetual,
A white dial overseas, dual time for $19,800, and this model is a 2014 version. Right now I think the retail price is somewhere close to $30,000 for a dual time overseas. So in case you're looking for one and probably you can't get them from the boutique, definitely have a look on the second-hand market for Vacheron overseas right now. I think they dropped quite a lot. An Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph in 41mm, full set unworn for $50,000, and a white dial Royal Oak 39mm for $33,500. The blue and grey dial just sold, so unfortunately no more pricing was available for those. Let us end the tour with a quick flyover of the other watches you can find over here. A great selection of different Tudor Black Bay models, and all of those are trading below the retail prices. Same goes for all the Breitling editions you can find over here, and for sure they have a few very nice highlights. Besides the Navi timer, you can also find this Top Time Deus Ex next to the Super Ocean with the turquoise dial, which is usually one of the ones people want to buy. A lot of Omega watches with the Great White over here, and usually they also have some Speedmasters, but for now it seems like all the Speedmasters sold. Next to it are a few very rare Zenith watches like this Lupin, the 3rd edition, or the Cover Girl. And of course we also have Cartier over here. So much to the tour of the store and the pricing for all the hot watches you can buy right away. So now let's have a look at the current watch auction the store is running right now. In this watch auction are actually a lot of pieces, as you can see here. Usually they will also separately display all the auction watches, and you can bid for those auction watches via their website that I will link in the video description for you. And now we will hand over to the GM of the store, who is Khalid, who can present us some of the highlights of the current watch auction with their starting prices. Good, Khalid, we are back for your next auction. Today we have auction number
29.
29, great. And we picked a nice selection today, 11 watches, 5 Rolex and 6 non-Rolex. Out of how many you have this time in the auction?
So in the auction we've got over 60 watches. I think it's around 65 watches and some accessories actually.
Nice. And you will guide us now through the 11 watches we picked. So with what shall we start, Rolex or non-Rolex?
Let's flip it, non-Rolex, right?
Alright, great. Then show us the non-Rolex watches.
Alright, so these are, it's non-symmetrical this time. Alright, so we've got 6 here and 5 here. Alright, so we've got a range this time, right? So we're starting off really from what we can call entry level or lower end up really to the higher echelons of the watches world. So let's start from the low and go up.
Yes.
Alright, so this is the Tudor Black Bay 58.
Nice.
This is the company of Rolex, as everyone knows by now. But the amazing thing about these is they don't have the same price point as Rolex.
Yes,
But
exactly.
similar kind of look. This is an example. This is the 39mm launched last year. This has a starting price in the auction for 8,500 dirhams. So really great entry-level price
Yes.
for someone looking to get into a higher tier, let's say luxury watch, sub 10,000 dirhams,
Yep.
Tudor, ticks a lot of the boxes if you're looking for a luxury watch. So I think this is a fantastic starting price and a fantastic watch. Wears really well on the wrist. You've had one, I think? in the
Yes,
past?
I still have the Black Bay 58 Blue, and to be honest, one of my favorite watches. I think, especially with Rolex being now so difficult to get, so expensive, Tudor is really the new tool watch, and for everyday wear, it's a fantastic timepiece.
Yeah, I think Rolex has left a big gap in the market.
Yes.
They've kind of gone up and they've left
100%.
the space. And I think Tudor are doing a great job at filling that space. And I think this is a perfect example of one.
Exactly.
All right, moving
Cool.
on to the next one.
Next one.
Bit of a jump,
Yes.
but this watch packs a lot of punch. And I say this because of the complications the complication that it has. So
Yes.
Omega, we all know Omega history with aviation. We all know that. But this is a really, really cool watch. This you can call a world timer. This is the Aquaterra. Whenever you think world time, you think maybe Patek Philippe, for example. So you
Yes.
think, very expensive, complicated watch. What we have here is the Omega is part of the Seamaster family. This retails for late 30s. I think it's 36 to 38,000 pounds.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Which, for what you get, is still very good value because you're looking at all of the 24 different time zones. But this one in the auction, it's a July 2022, and it's starting off in the auction at 18,000 dirhams. So
Wow.
this is 50% off the retail, which is already
Crazy.
good value for what you get for this watch. So when we
Yes.
talk about world time, if you look closely on the dial here, it has all the 24 different time zones that you get around the world. So if you're in Dubai, you can set the watch to Dubai. And I believe Omega has a very cool feature, which is not available on all the time zones, is it takes factors into account summertime and wintertime, when the
Yes.
clocks change. This can, with a lot of them you have to change manually. I think with these ones, it has an indicator, or they used to. So these are great, great, great watches. Great
Okay.
value.
Good. Next one.
Moving on, slightly higher
Yes.
is the tag. So this is the Carrera. Again, Carrera has a lot of history, but the dial, the star
Yes.
stands out. This is a limited edition watch, limited to 600 pieces. I don't know how to describe it, but the closest I can describe it is a blood red.
Yep.
Bit of a sunburst effect to it, but it really is a gorgeous style. For me, this is one of the most attractive tag Carreras I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Just everything about it. The size is fantastic. It's not your typical
39 or?
big. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sub 40. Size, just the balance on the dial with the chronograph, the color itself, the movement. It's a fantastic piece, and it's trading at a discount to retail. Retail is in the late 20s, but it's limited, so you can't get it from
Yes.
retail anymore. And this is at 19,900 unworn. So
Very
again,
nice.
another great value watch, and something you don't typically see.
Yes.
So we've spoken a lot, and a lot of people talk about Rolex and non-Rolex, and these watches which are on everyone's wrist. You're wearing a Rolex, I'm wearing a Rolex, but this is a watch you don't see every day.
Nice.
And it turns heads.
Cool. Great. Next
All
one.
right. The next three are also big head turners. So we'll start off with the GP.
Yes. Loriato 42 Blue.
So Loriato 42 Blue. Loriato in the last few years, let's say 2 to 3 years, been doing phenomenally well. This is a high-end, high horology watch and brand
Yep.
steeped in history. The Loriato was relaunched in 2016, done phenomenally well, especially in the last. We saw this hype a lot, along with the other watches like Rolex AP, Patek Philippe, but these were one of the watches which hyped, and they went to really stupid value. Let's say stupid not because this watch is not worth it, but stupid because it's really hard to justify the moves that it made in that period of time. It's come back down to what I call normalized levels and really great value watch. this particular watch is trading at a big discount to retail.
Yeah.
This watch retails in the 50s, mid 50s probably. Maybe you know better.
I think current retail is like 52,000 dirhams.
52,000 dirhams.
52.
This in the auction is going at 27,000 dirhams.
Wow. So 50% off the retail.
50% for a watch which is 1 year old.
Yes.
And really not too long ago it was trading at a premium to retail.
Yes, they were going up to 80,000 dirhams.
Crazy numbers, right?
Insane.
But I think they were going up for that value because people were not able to get the APs.
Yeah.
So they were going for, what's next on the list that I can
Yes.
get, and everything was getting hyped. But, beautiful, beautiful watch, integrated bracelet. You get the blue dial, you get the history.
Yes.
It ticks, a lot of boxes.
I think
value.
compared to any other watch brand or model that you can get in that range, the Loriato is definitely the best value for money already at the retail price that you can buy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I compare this to, let's say, a Zenith Defy, that nowadays costs basically the same at retail, I feel like the GP will give you so much more. The movement looks much better. The company itself has a really great history. It's way more exclusive. So, yeah. I think GP is amazing.
Watches are personal preference, so it has to kind of sing to you. If you're of the type who likes the APs and the look and feel of an AP, for example, with the integrated bracelet, this is a fantastic. We're talking 27,000 dirhams plus the premium, obviously, but fantastic value for money, and it's a fantastic brand.
Great. Next
right.
piece.
So moving from one good brand to another, or one great brand to another.
Bulgari.
All right. So you don't necessarily associate Bulgari with luxury watches, more so now, but Octo has a special place in the watch, let's say the watches world, and especially Bulgari, just coming from the Gerald Genta design. But this is not any Octo, this is the Octo Finissimo. For a period of time, this was the lightest watch in the world, on record. Surpassed now by, I think it's the RM, one of the latest RMs.
This RM Ferrari, but I think also Piaget made a pretty slim and light one recently.
But was it before or after this?
I think before the RM, but now probably the RM is
maybe.
Yeah.
But again, whatever you would say, it's still a super light watch.
Yes.
Titanium. I think they call it the sandblasted finish. This is a limited edition watch. It has this beautiful. You can call it one of two things. The right name is Hindi.
Yes.
So the Hindi numerals, but a lot of people call it Arabic because it's Arabic. But the Arabic numerals are actually taken from the Hindi language many years ago. So it depends on what you want to call it. This retails over 80,000 dirhams. Like I said, limited. I think, please don't quote me on this, but check. I think it's limited to 300 pieces.
Yep.
But worth checking. So you can't walk into Bulgari and get this watch.
Yes.
This in a few years' time will become a collector's piece. This is unworn. No, pre-owned for Feb 2023. So this is like new.
Yep.
61,000 dirhams. So it's trading at a pretty decent price discount to retail.
Yep.
And again, these were at the time when they were launched very, very, very difficult, and they were trading at a premium to retail.
Very nice.
So very good pick.
Good.
Right.
Next and last non-Rolex piece.
I'm excited about this one because this is the first one of this brand that we've ever had in this auction. We've had 29 auctions and we've never had one of these. So I'm really, really excited that we finally have a Lange in the auction.
Very nice.
Which really is a reflection of the brand. Now we've had 29 auctions, which means we've probably had well over 1,000 watches on the auction.
Yeah.
And we've never had a Lange. Right,
nice.
Which gives you an idea of their production numbers.
Yes.
Very, very low. It gives you an idea of the exclusivity. People that tend to buy Langes tend to keep them.
Yep.
So you don't see too many in the secondary market, which again goes back to this whole concept of exclusivity with a watch, with a brand. German engineered, German watchmaking, Lange, steeped in history too. We're talking super kind of next level luxury when we're talking about brands like Lange and other brands in the same category. This is they did a relaunch of this in 2022. This watch is 10 years old. So they updated it in 2022. Very similar looks and feel, but they made some subtle changes to this watch, so it's still very much of the same DNA. This watch trades well into the hundreds, not hundreds, but well into the 100s. So I think mid 100, 150, 160, but you'd have to check. This is going into the auction at 85,000 dirhams, so we're talking half the retail price.
Yes.
For a watch which is really high hot horology. Like I said, this is the first one we've had in the auction, so I'm really excited about this watch. I'm really excited about what it's going to do in the auction. For anyone that is a watch collector, a watch fan, this is really one to keep an eye out on, and very difficult to find and see.
Great. Yeah.
And that ends it, or that is the top 6 from the non-Rolex. All very different if you look at them. All unique in their own right, all very different, and all really very different for their own reasons.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Versus the other. So not one's better than the other, but all have their own kind of reasons as what makes them unique.
Cool. Then we move on now to the Rolex watches.
All right. So as we
here-
always say, a watch review wouldn't be complete without a Rolex.
Exactly.
It still gets its own category, it still gets its own section.
Yes, everyone loves Rolex.
They do. Says you and me, who each have a Rolex on.
What's on your wrist today?
Look, honestly, I don't tend to do this. I'm a type of person where if I like something, I wear it all the time. Whether it's a shirt, trousers, trainers, and the same for the watch.
Yes.
For me, the Daytona, I was telling someone earlier, it's just the most comfortable watch. I'm a creature of habit. I just think they're amazing in terms of comfort level. Very easy watch to wear. So I have the Daytona on a rubber B strap.
And which dial you have?
The black. So this is the non-ceramic, the previous version.
Oh, nice. On a green rubber strap.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, it's not rubber B. It's the other one. Which
I think Horus.
No, it's not Horus.
Because I received one comment actually in one of the videos.
Yeah, Horus.
What rubber straps you put on your watches?
Yeah, this is Everest. Sorry.
Okay, Everest.
This
nice.
is on the Everest strap.
Good. Then let's start with Rolex.
So we start in the same. Well, really, there
We
is no
can
entry
go-
level and up, but we can start from lowest price point and upwards.
Yeah, or we make field watches, the Explorers, then
All right, let's
Sea,
start off
then
with the
Air.
Explorers.
Yes.
So we have 2 Explorers in.
Nice.
Explorer 1 and Explorer 2. Let's start off with this one.
Cool.
So this is the 36mm two-tone Rolex Explorer, launched. I can't remember if this was launched last year or this year. This is an example of a unworn, actually dated this month.
Yep.
So it's an unwanted gift, which is trading at a discount to retail. This is trading at 36,500 dirhams. The retail of this watch is actually in the mid-40s.
Yeah, I think 45, 48 somewhere.
Yeah, mid-40s. So great value, right? So, I think I saw in the comments last week about Rolex and their prices. You're now able to pick up brand new Rolexes which are still on the waiting list.
Yep.
At a discount to retail.
Yes.
People have opinions and views on each watch, but if you like a two-tone watch, and 36 speaks to you, this is a fantastic watch. Rolex has a lot of history dating back from the 50s. Similar to the steel. If you think about it, the steel version of this watch trades in the 30s.
Yeah.
For a bit more money, you're getting precious metal, 18 karat gold.
Yeah,
So
I think this is the cheapest two-tone Rolex that you can buy, from
if
from
you're looking
Rolex.
at new models,
Yes.
you could probably pick up slightly cheaper, older model two-tone DateJust.
Yeah, but now from the store, I only remember the DateJust, but then you're already in the mid-50s.
Yeah, this is brand new.
And there is no two-tone OP, so if you want the cheapest two-tone Rolex,
Yeah.
the Rolex Explorer
5-year warranty
would be the way to go.
Yeah, and it's a really good looking watch.
Nice. Good. Then
But
next
staying
one.
on the Explorer, down the same path is the Explorer 2.
Yes.
So this is the all steel, slightly bigger, 42 millimeters. What can we say about this? It's classic. I think for me personally, this version is much better than their previous 40 millimeters.
Yep.
I love the orange accent, let's say, on the name and the hand. It really brings the watch to life. Combined with the black and the steel, really, really, really good looking watch. This is an example of the watch from the auction. This is box, no papers. But you're looking at, for this particular piece, 27,000 dirhams.
Yep.
Which is a great, I haven't seen one under 30 for quite a while.
Yep.
So admittedly it doesn't have papers, but even when you factor that into account, it's a great value watch for a much sought after piece.
Yep.
Maybe you can say it's not as sought after as a sub or a GMT, but if you go to any watch store or try and ask for a Rolex Explorer, you will be waiting a while to be able to pick up a piece like this.
Definitely, and for sure for the white dial
so
especially.
to pick it up today, price below retail, I think it's fantastic value in today's market.
Good. What else do we have?
So let's stay on the same kind of price range.
Yep.
But move on to something slightly different. So this is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual.
Nice.
We all know about the Oyster Perpetual because there was a craze around it when it came out 2 to 3 years ago.
Yes, 100%.
There were different colors that came out. The most popular one was the Tiffany,
Yep.
Which is Tiffany blue. It traded at some point above 130,000 dirhams, which is over seven times the retail price, which is a crazy number. The Tiffany still trades at a stupid number, I think 80 to 90,000 dirhams.
Yep.
Then you have other colors which trade at a much more sensible. You have the red, the yellow, which trade still quite high. But for me, this is the green. This is the Rolex green, which I think people tend to forget about. Trade still at a premium to retail, but a much more sensible number.
Yep.
I think this, if there's a watch you like, it's always good to have something, we said this before, which you can wear, enjoy, keep for many years, 10, 15, 20, whatever years, and is a dark horse. And I think this is one of those which are a dark horse, which, this is 32,500, so it's a few thousand more than the retail price. But I think this watch, in many years to come, will be worth a lot more because of the dark color. This is the Rolex dark color. This is the Rolex green. It's not the most complicated of Rolex watches, but it was never built to be.
Yeah.
But it's a very, sometimes simplicity is best, and I think this does it best.
Very
Oyster
nice.
Perpetual green dial.
Great. What else do we have?
All right, let's move to, you can't have a collection without a Submariner.
Exactly.
So this is the Submariner two-tone steel and yellow gold on the black dial.
Yep.
This is the 40 millimeter. So a few years ago they went up to 41.
Yep.
This is an example of a 2015 full set, box and papers, trading or starting in the auction at 45,000 dirhams.
Wow.
To put this into context, and this is what's funny about Rolex, right? So the steel equivalent of this watch, the new one, let's say, trades at a much higher price. So it trades in the mid 50s. We're talking steel and gold, so we're talking precious metal here, and it's trading at 45,000 dirhams, which is a decent discount to retail. This retails in the early 60s, I think 62,600 or 63,000 or in that range.
Yep.
So a big decent discount to retail. If you put this next to the brand new one, the latest one, very difficult to tell the difference between the two. The beauty of Rolex, we've said this before again, is that the look and feel of Rolex over a long period of time doesn't change. So put this up, this is against the new one, which is 8 years younger, and you would be struggle to tell the difference. So
exactly,
very good sports watch. So we're talking sports, steel, gold, sub 50,000 dirhams. It's a lot of money, but you get a lot of money here, and these watches, like we've always said, are good store of value.
Great, perfect. Next one,
right,
and last one.
Last but not least, and it's actually the sister of the watch which is on your wrist. So we're talking here now the GMT family. So we've talked about the Explorer, the Sub, and now we're talking about the GMT.
The Batman.
The Batman. So the GMT comes in two versions on the Jubilee in steel. Pepsi, which is on your wrist, and the Batgirl.
Yes.
So they reserved the name Batgirl for Jubilee, Batman for Oyster. Why? I don't know why. So I'm sure there is no technical reason behind it.
I think this is called Batgirl because it's a bit more feminine compared to the Oyster bracelet.
You really think this is more feminine?
Yes, 100%.
Just because of the Jubilee bracelet?
Yes.
Alright,
I mean, look, the
so why
Oyster
is the
is
Pepsi not called like a feminine name then?
there's only one
See?
Pepsi, but
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, this they added later on, and then they wanted probably to have another nickname. So, yeah, I think Batgirl makes sense.
Alright,
Bit
well,
more.
there's nothing feminine about this watch. It's still a sturdy steel sports watch. GMT 2-time zone watch. We
Yeah.
all know it. Trades at a premium to retail. It is, and it will continue to do so. Always the question with these watches are how much of a premium to retail.
Yeah,
In the past, we've seen these trade close over 90,000 dirhams at some stage, right?
yes,
So
I
there's been a big
remember.
fall from grace.
Yes.
Will it ever go back to retail? I don't know. Would we like
I
it?
don't think so, to be
Would
honest.
we like it to go back to retail? I'm sure everyone
Yes.
would, but you know, I don't know. I don't think so, but it could do. If it does, I think happy days for everyone. But I don't think it will do for a while. And the way things are with these watches, they're becoming harder and harder still, I think, to find.
Yes.
We don't get them too often in a pre-owned condition, let's say. So this is an example of a full set,
Yep.
November 2022. So we're talking 9 months old,
Yep.
or not even that. So this has a reserve price of 55,000 dirhams.
Yep.
55,000 reserve price. This is probably the lowest price. Sub 60 for us is the lowest price we've seen it for a long,
Yes.
long time. So it's great to see these watches come down back to these kind of levels. It's a fantastic watch. I think if someone has had his eye out on one, I think these are very good and interesting price points to buy them. Very, very cool color combo. Some people prefer Pepsi, some people prefer the Batgirl. Comes down to personal preference. But, you know, this is a cool watch. Works formal, informal, casual. Fantastic watch.
Great.
And there you have it. These are the top 6 Rolex picks from the auction.
So then, Khalid, last question. From all the watches you just presented to us, which one would you pick? Which one would you buy personally?
All right. So, yes and no, right? I don't wear gold.
Yes.
If I was to wear gold, this would
The Lange.
without doubt, just because of the watch itself.
Yes.
But because I don't wear gold, I can't wear it. But if I really, in terms of value and watches I like,
Yeah, I mean the whole offer,
Yeah,
the
the whole offer,
starting,
yes.
reserve price,
we're
and
talking 8,000 dirhams for a luxury brand,
Yeah.
and a luxury timepiece worn by David Beckham himself. This is 2.58, 39 millimeters.
Yes.
Wears well on a small wrist like mine or on a big wrist.
Yeah.
So in terms of value for money, you can't get.
no,
much better
it's
than this, right?
absolutely amazing. I mean the Tudor for 8,000 dirhams, it's
Yeah.
a bit more than $2,000 for such a nice quality timepiece.
But this also
Amazing.
sub 20,000 dirhams. To say that you have a world timer in part of your collection and to get it for this value,
Yeah.
this is a very, very, very close second. How about you? You have to tell me.
I mean, you picked one of them already. Let's say if I would choose one for someone who just wants a everyday to wear tool watch, yeah, the Tudor is unbeatable at 8,000 dirhams. Besides that, obviously the GP with 50% off the retail price, blue dial, steel sports, integrated bracelet, super exclusive luxury brand. I mean, cannot get much better than that price.
Yeah, 27,000 dirhams.
Yes,
Fantastic
that's
start
pretty
price.
insane.
And if you look at our previous auctions, the ones we've sold in the past, the black, the white even, this is slightly cheaper, I think, or maybe it's
Yes.
white, but blue.
Yes.
Blue dial on any brand, including GP, is
Exactly.
the most sought after and trades at a bigger premium than the other dial colors.
Exactly. Cool. Then thank you very much, Khalid. I wish you all the best for the auction. Let's see the results, and then I will see you in a few weeks for the next update.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.